About a year later, I got a call from the foundation saying, we want you to map the gene. And I said, look, I don't have a lab, I'm a clinician, I can't possibly do this. Fine. So then at this annual meeting of our Canadian College of Medical Geneticists, I was on a committee to look at manpower requirements across Canada, interviewing all the program heads. And one of the program heads in Kingston, Ontario was recruiting, but she was the only person in Canada doing linkage analysis with RFLPs. In fact, she was one of the only few basic scientists in the whole country who actually was doing gene mapping with red cell enzymes and zero proteins. Well, one thing led to another, and came home one day and said, Muriel, there's an opportunity for me to go to Queen's. We've got 4 young kids, and off we went to learn linkage analysis. That's fine. The nice thing about it was I could drive down from Kingston, Ontario, through upstate New York to the outskirts of Boston, to New Bedford, Massachusetts, where there was these large collections of Portuguese families who had come to the States in the 50s because of the opening of the immigration requirements of opportunities. And that was, a great opportunity. I'm getting ahead of myself. At that Lisbon meeting, we realized that the Eastern Seaboard was collecting families, and their patriarch was Machado, and our patriarch was Adjunct Joseph, and they were cousins. So suddenly all these pedigrees clicked, okay? And that's what made me say, we should do this. So it turns out to be a founder mutation in the Zorian population, and mass migration to the States occurred. So going to New England was an obvious thing to do. So we could leave on Friday afternoon with a graduate student, drive down, have dinner next day in clinic with the local neurologists, collect pedigrees and DNA samples and bring them home to Queen's. And that went swimmingly well for a while, but the politics of that early period of time in DNA mapping and thing put the clinicians and the basic scientists on opposite sides of the equation. The basic scientists said, this is DNA, this is our knowledge. Now, we'll share it with you, but we're running the show. Well, they didn't realize that that's not how it works. And so one thing led to another, and there was a friction, fraction, dissolution, along with all my samples disappeared. So I went to the process, division head, department head, dean's office, vice president of research. I got absolutely nowhere with them, which is a great disappointment to me. So I had to start all over again. So away we went again, and this taught me a lesson about the legal aspects of these things, because although we had consent, from a lawyer's point of view, possession is 9/10 of the law, and they were reluctant to initiate anything that would bring anything down on the university from there. Now, if I would have gone to the dean and stopped there and gone to a lawyer, and for $200 I would have had a legal letter, which would have changed things. But things happen for a reason. So we started all over again, and at one of these meetings in New England, I met a fellow who was working with the group in Boston on Huntington's disease. And they said, well, there's this fellow, Guy Rouleau, who's a neurologist doing a PhD with us, and you should go and talk to him. So I did, and Guy was going to go back to Montreal, so we began a collaboration. So all the samples were dropped off in Boston then, and he went to Montreal, and he started this institute, this group in Montreal, and away it went. And we had young people from Portugal and Brazil coming to his lab to learn this newfangled thing of genetic analysis, and he grew a great big program, which was great. Eventually the gene was mapped, although we didn't do it. The Japanese did it by searching through for just repeats. They didn't know what bing, bang, boom. So we published all our data, which confirmed that.